I was quite surprised to learn that Agoraphobia, the 2015 film, only has a rating of 3.4 out of 10 on IMDb. And that's bizarre because I quite like this. Now, I'm not saying this should be an 8 out of 10 film, but I would have given it at least a 5.56, which is a fairly respectable rating, and honestly, I like this film. It was directed and written by Lou Simon and stars Cassandra Scerbo, Adam Brudnicki, and Tony Todd, and the description from IMDb sums it up pretty well without spoiling anything. An agoraphobic inherits her father's house in a remote part of Florida Keys. When weird things start happening, she discovers that there's something far more terrifying trapped inside the house with her. So this is a horror. It's rated 18. It's not that scary. I probably don't think it should have been an 18. Obviously, it's been given the official rating, but personally, I didn't think it was as scary as it could be. But the thing I really enjoyed about this is the treatment of agoraphobia. Our protagonist, Faye, played by Cassandra Scerbo, is obviously suffering from agoraphobia, and she's stuck inside this house because the outside world is terrifying, and then suddenly there's something in the house, and now she's terrified of the inside. What is she supposed to do? That to me is like the ultimate fear. I am not an agoraphobic, not at all. But sometimes when my depression is at its worst, the thought of going outside and being outside and facing other people is impossible, and I cannot do it. And the thought of, for example, other people then coming into my house at that point and me not having anywhere to go where I can be alone terrifies me. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I really engaged with it and I really quite like the narrative, because the thought of being unable to go outside and then being unable to escape what seems like a threat inside is really a potential threat in reality, even if it's just mind games, even if it's just your mind that thinks that. It's a genuine fear, and it could happen. I think the performance was really good. Faye's performance, I think Faye as a character was really likeable and believable as well. I didn't think her reactions were over the top or too dramatic. I think the example of agoraphobia, from what I understand it, was portrayed really well. Now, you could look at this and say, well, it's maybe making a mockery of agoraphobia by suggesting that people are just hallucinating or seeing monsters and are not really taken that seriously. But I think that's true. I think agoraphobics are not taken that seriously by a lot of people, because if you don't suffer from it, then it's very easy to think, just open the door and step outside. But if, as I'm sure a lot of people have at least at one point in their life, been really unnerved by the concept of facing other people and going outside, it's not that simple. I think it was brilliantly executed. I think the level of fear was revealed at a really good pace. It increased well. The pacing was good. The film's not too long. It's just under an hour and a half. It gets to the point quite quickly. It doesn't drag on too long. Visually, it's quite good. As I said, it wasn't that scary, but I definitely thought it was interesting and thought-provoking and a little bit eerie. There was some atmosphere that I really enjoyed. I would have liked it to have been scarier. It's not a perfect film, but everything that I enjoy, a very good narrative, decent acting, decent pacing, I've got nothing to complain about. So it's not perfect, but there was nothing about it that I thought, well, that was awful. So I like it. I didn't see the low rating. I don't understand that. If I'd seen the low rating before watching it, maybe I wouldn't have watched it. So I'm just really glad that I've seen it. I liked it. If you're into this kind of thing, please give it a chance. I promise there is a chance that you will like it.